Number 10, consider approval of 4B's Glen Economic Development Corporation grant to frozen yogurt your way. And I assume that this is correct. The owners are not here tonight. Are they in the audience? Frozen yogurt.
Cassie.
That's it.
Vogel.
Vogel. Thank you. Is Cassie Vogel here today? It says 4B approved a 1-year, $200 per month grant to frozen yogurt your way to assist with hiring an employee. This item is now being presented to council for approval. Yes, sir.
No question. Is there supposed to be some kind of contract or something in place before it comes
You're
out?
talking about the clawback procedure?
Yes, sir.
There needs, a couple things in this request that I made, Councilman Martin.
Yes.
You know, I've gone through the proposal that was submitted before being on this item, and I had a hard time, first of all, trying to determine what they wanted for 4B. To me, it looked like they just wanted $200. I'm not sure what the incentives were. I mean, that's kind of the whole thread of your 4B economic money is to sort of be incentivizing economic development, not just giving money away. And so part of what you're talking about there, the performance agreement, a lot of times they look at these, based upon $200, they're going to add X number of employees, or they're going to create some infrastructure, or they're going to go put a new yogurt machine in there that's going to generate potential X amount of dollars of additional revenue, south of the sales tax rate for the city. So I mean, that's in this proposal here. I'm not sure if the council would like to instruct 4B to clarify some things, but of course I wanted to be 4B meeting either, so I don't know what was submitted in addition to that.
I think Councilman Martin was at the
Proposal.
I was there, and they did discuss it,
Councilman Martin was there.
hiring a part-time
Okay.
person. But that was the basic reason that I got out of it.
Okay. I just can see out of the papers that was submitted to 4B though.
And the 4B did talk to them about it, and they did, that I recall, they asked a question.
My recommendation is, if the council so chooses to adopt that, then we'll present a resolution, a performance agreement at the next council meeting for the council to adopt.
Councilman, I'm sorry. Councilman
Okay.
Reason.
I was at the 4B meeting. I gave a little encouragement pep talk about the bylaws and what needs to happen. And in the types of projects and the guidelines, it says that the economic development may require performance criteria. And my suggestion was that those criteria, so that agreement be drawn up when this is presented to the council. However, because they were not aware of that, the business owner had not been made aware of that.
You're talking about a business plan?
No, the agreement of what the expectations and performance level is that they do when we give money. When I was on the 4B, there was always some type of agreement that they would be hiring this employee.
The clawback procedure is.
Pardon me?
The clawback procedure.
Right.
But you can't very well do the clawback procedure until you approve it, right? Because we're going to have to pay you to do a clawback procedure. And then we.
I understand, but that's not my recommendation.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the 4B board was not under the understanding of all of this, and they are having a workshop tomorrow to go over the bylaws, look at the different agreements and so forth.
I think at the meeting, the workshop, we paid nearly $1,000 for. Mr. Moore discussed clawback procedures
Okay,
to the board.
The president of the 4B board, Mr. Villa, had already had on the agenda that the 4B board needed to get together, make some goals and recommendations and plans that it suggests in their bylaws and in this agreement, to review the agreements. And so, kind of guessing contrary a little bit to what our attorney is saying, my recommendation is that we pass the recommendation from the 4B with the stipulation that a copy of the funding agreement will be given to the council at the next meeting, because it's not the business owner's fault, and they need to look, the 4B needs to look at the guidelines and change that may to reach shall if we're gonna be requiring that agreement to have, because as Johnny's pointed out through the years that I've known him, may means they can, shall means they have to. So they do need to have that performance agreement of their criteria.
Councilman Bryant?
And you're talking about stipulating that it will be for an employee? Okay.
Or for the machine or whatever it was used. And my understanding was to hire part-time employees because they teach and they're needing, summer's coming and their business is picking up. And that was my understanding that I picked up from the meeting.
That's right, it was verbalized, but I didn't find it in any of the written documentation.
Other comments from council?
There's a question.
Councilman Bryant?
I know the 4B has the stipulation that the requester has to be there. That doesn't apply to the council, does it? Okay.
I know the other one we did, no monies are going to be given out until there's an agreement by the lawyer, signed by the mayor, future mayor. So there's a clawback procedure. I think we learned that lesson the hard way.
Yes, we have.
But you're saying draw back?
Yeah, there won't be, I mean, until the lawyer draws up a clawback,
Claw.
there's no monies given out, period. Other questions, comments from council at this time? I'll go to the audience. Is there anyone in the audience that'd like to comment on item number 10? Consider approval of 4B grant to the frozen yogurt your way. Anyone? Okay, coming back to council, is there a motion to be made on item number 10?
I would like to make a motion that we approve the recommendation of the 4B GRADC for the $200 per month with the stipulation that the council will be given a copy of the funding agreement at the time that it's drawn up.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilman Ramsey on the floor.
Second.
Have a second from Councilman Bryant. Those in favor? Any opposed? Let the record show that's 4 in favor of approval of a 4B grant to frozen yogurt your way.